So you're here on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. The court has found you to be indigent and ordered appointing a public defender to represent you. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $200. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with any arresting officers. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address, and you would contact the probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Your next court date on this case will be a revocation arraignment possible disposition hearing on July the 1st at 8:30 in the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Do you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, you can step right back, please. All right, Mr. Espinosa will be followed by Rahid Block. Sir, please step up to the podium and tell me your name and date of birth.
Donald Edward Reese Espinosa, born September 6, 1995.
All right, thank you, sir. So you're here on two cases. The first, number 8 on the calendar, is a Justice Court warrant out of the Santan Justice Court on the charge of shoplifting. The court has appointed the public defender to represent you on this case for the limited purpose regarding the bond issue. Bond on this case has been set in the amount of $250. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate contact with any of the witnesses. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court with proof of your local address. Your next court date on this case will be an arraignment hearing on June the 30th at 8:30 in the Santan Justice Court. Number 9 on the calendar is another warrant out of the Santan Justice Court. It's another shoplifting. It's a 2025 matter. Once again, the public defender is appointed for the limited purpose of the bond issue. Bond on this case is also set in the amount of $250. The release conditions are the same as is your court date of June the 30th at 8:30 in the Santan Justice Court. Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. You can step back. Mr. Block will be followed by Terry Paddock. Rahid Block, step up to the podium, please. Sir, please tell me your name and date of birth.
Rahid Berlin Block, September 12, 2000.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you're here on 3 cases. The first, number 10 on the calendar, is a Superior Court probation violation warrant for a Class 4 felony. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, bond has been set as a secured appearance bond of $500. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with the arresting officers. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court with proof of your local address. Since you're on probation, you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Your next court date on this case is a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on July the 1st at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Number 11 is a probation violation for a Class 6 felony, also out of the Superior Court. Bond on this case has been set in the amount of $250 as a secured appearance bond. Once again, the public defender is appointed to represent you. The release conditions are exactly the same as is your court date of July the 1st at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Lastly, number 12 is another probation violation for a Class 6 felony. Once again, the public defender is appointed to represent you. On this case, the secured appearance bond has been set in the amount of $100. The release conditions are the same as is your court date of July the 1st at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Do you have any questions about these 3 cases, sir? All right, thank you, sir. You can step back. Mr. Paddock will be followed by Tony Lamelli. Sir, please state your name.
Terry Leon Paddock.
And your date of birth.
10/22/87.
Hold on 1 second, sir. I'm gonna have to reprint this one. All right, so you're here on a new case charging you with stalking, Class 3 felony, harassment, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and false report to a law enforcement officer, Class 1 misdemeanor. There's 3 counts of harassment, 2 counts of stalking. The court has found probable cause of these counts. The court at this point is finding you indigent, appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $25,000. If you post the bond, you're also subject to electronic monitoring to be installed before you're released. You're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You have absolutely no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim or any of the witnesses. You're not to initiate any contact with the arresting officers. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address. Your next court date on this case will be a status conference on July the 1st at 8:30 with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 3rd at 8:30. Do you have any questions, sir?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Lamelli will be followed by Nicholas Barnes. Sir, please state your name
Tony Lamelli,
and your date of birth.
7/14/87.
Thank you, sir. You're here on 3 cases. The first, number 13, on the counter is a Superior Court probation violation warrant on a Class 4 felony. The court has found you to be indigent and ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $2,000. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with the arresting officers. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to contact the probation department within 72 hours of your release. Your next court date is a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on July the 1st at 8:30 in the Downtown Superior Court. Number 14 is another Superior Court probation violation warrant on a Class 6 felony. Once again, the public defender is appointed. On this case, there's a secured appearance bond of $1,000. Other than that, the release conditions are the same as is your court date of July the 1st at 8:30 in the Downtown Superior Court. Number 15 is a new charge of possession of narcotic drugs, 2 counts, Class 4 felonies. The court has found probable cause. It's also, the court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $1,000. The release conditions are the same. Your court date on this case is a status conference on July the 1st at 8:30 with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 3rd at 8:30. Do you have any questions about these 3 cases, sir?
So it's separate bonds, or how much is the total bond?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Altogether, on the 3 cases, it's a total of $4,000.
Okay.
And there's secured appearance bonds, so you could go through a bonding company. All right, sir, thank you. You can step over here. Nicholas Barnes will be followed by Aaron Inman. Sir, please state your name.
Nicholas Barnes, 31687.
All right, thank you, sir. Sir, you're here on 3 cases. First, number 20 on the calendar is a Superior Court probation violation case. You're on probation for Class 4 felony. It's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $500. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with any arresting officers. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to reside at an address you provide the court, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Your next court date on this case is a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on July the 1st at 8:30 in the Downtown Superior Court. Number 21 on the calendar is a new charge of 1 count of burglary in the 2nd degree, Class 3 felony, 1 count of resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony. one count of criminal trespass, and one count of criminal damage, both misdemeanors. The court has found probable cause as to those counts. The court has found you to be indigent in its order appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $2,500. If you post the bond, you're not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. Other than that, the release conditions are the same as your other case. Your next court date on this case is a status conference on July the 1st with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 3rd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Lastly, you've got a justice court warrant. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the public defender for the limited purpose regarding the bond issue on this case. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $250. Other than that, the release conditions are the same. Your next court date on this is an arraignment in the Manny C Justice Court on July the 30th at 10:30 in the morning. Do you have any questions about these three cases?
Is the $2,000 one, am I able to get that reduced any more than that?
No, it's actually lower than what the county attorney was recommending, so.
Okay.
Those are the bonds on the three cases, so if you step right over there. Mr. Inman will be followed by Jessica Rodriguez. Sir, please state your name.
Aaron Inman,
And your date of birth.
April 22nd, 2002.
All right, sir, you're here on three cases. The first case is a charge of aggravated assault, class 4 felony, disorderly conduct, class 6 felony, and misdemeanor assault, class 1 misdemeanor. The court has found you to be indigent. At this point, it's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, you're going to be held without bond because you were on release for 2 Superior Court bench warrants when this offense allegedly occurred, and the court has found probable cause. Because the court is holding you without bond, you're going to have 3 court dates. But first, let me tell you your release conditions. First, you're not to initiate any contact with the alleged victim at all. You're not to initiate contact with the arresting officers. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to reside at an address you provide the court. Your next court date on this case will be a status conference on July the 1st at 8:30. There's an evidentiary hearing on July the 2nd at 1:30 to determine whether or not you should be continued to be held without bond. And lastly, a preliminary hearing on July the 3rd at 8:30, all in the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix.
Okay.
On number 37, this is a bench warrant for failing to appear in the Superior Court. On this case, it's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $500. You're not to initiate contact with the arresting officers, no drugs without a valid prescription, no driving without a valid driver's license, continue to provide court with proof of your local address. Your next court date on this is a status conference, a post-warrant status conference at Superior Court on July the 1st at 8:30. Number 38 is another bench warrant for failing to appear in the Superior Court matter. Once again, secured appearance bond set in the amount of $500. Release conditions are exactly the same as your case I just went over with you, number 37 on the calendar, as is your court date of July the 1st at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Do you have any questions about these 3 cases, sir?
So basically, when am I being released?
Right now, you're being held without any bond at all.
Okay.
You'll have a hearing on July the 2nd whether or not you should be continued to be held without bond. Okay? You can step right over there, sir. Jessica Rodriguez, we followed by Angela Stevens. Ma'am, please tell me your name and date of birth.
Jessica Rodriguez, 3976.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, you're here on 3 cases. The first, number 29 on the calendar, is a new charge of theft of a credit card, a class 6 felony, fraudulent use of a credit card, a class 6 felony, and misdemeanor theft, a class 1 misdemeanor. The court has found probable cause as to those counts. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, we spent a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $5,000. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with the alleged victim or any witness. You're not to initiate any contact with any of the arresting officers. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Your next court date on this case is a status conference on July the 1st at 8:30 with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 3rd at 8:30. Number 31 is a probation violation matter. On this case, you're on probation for class 4 felony. Once again, the public defender is appointed to represent you. On this case, there's a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $250. The release conditions otherwise are the same. Your next court date on this case is a probation revocation arraignment hearing on July the 1st at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Number 32 on the calendar is another probation violation matter. Once again, the public defender is appointed to represent you. Bond is set in the amount of $250. The release conditions are the same, as is your court date of July the 1st at 8:30 in the Superior Court. Do you have any questions about these three cases, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You step right over there. Angelina Stevens, excuse me.
What's the last name?
Angelina Stevens.
House call, sir?
Okay, it didn't show on my calendar as a house call. All right. How about Brian Wyatt? Followed by Marianne Shaw. Sir, state your name, please.
Ryan Scott Wyatt, Jr.,
And your date of birth, sir.
7/16/1984.
All right, sir, you're here on three cases. Number 20 on the calendar is a charge of theft of a credit card, a Class 6 felony, and fraudulent use of a credit card, a Class 6 felony. The court has found probable causes to those counts. On this case, the court's found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the legal advocate to represent you. Bond has been set in the amount of $5,000. If you post the bond, you're not to have any contact with any alleged victims. You're not to initiate any contact with any arresting officers. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide an address to the court, and you're to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of your release. Your next court date on this case is a status conference on July the 1st at 8:30 with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 3rd at 8:30. Number 33 on the calendar is a probation violation matter. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $500. The release conditions are the same, other than there's no victim in this case. Your next court date on this case is a probation revocation possible disposition hearing on July the 1st at 8:30. Lastly, number 39 on the calendar is a Superior Court grand jury warrant charging you with 4 counts of fraudulent schemes and artifices, a Class 2 felony, theft, a Class 2 felony, conspiracy, a Class 2 felony, 4 counts of money laundering, Class 3 felonies, 2 counts of trafficking stolen property, Class 3 felony, 1 count of illegally conducting an illegal enterprise, a Class 3 felony, and 3 counts of organized retail theft, a Class 4 felony. The grand jury warrant came with a bond of $30,000. The release conditions otherwise are the same. Your next court date in this case is a not guilty arraignment on July the 2nd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Do you have any questions about these three cases, sir?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Shaw. We followed by John Holmes. Ma'am, please state your name
Marianne Shaw,
and your date of birth now.
12/11/91.
Thank you. Ma'am, you're here on three cases. The first, number 23 on the calendar, is a justice court warrant on charges of shoplifting and failing to appear on the shoplifting. The court has found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the public defender for the limited purpose regarding the bond issue. Bond on this case is set in the amount of $250. If you post the bond, you're not to initiate any contact with the arresting officers, you're not to possess any weapons, you're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription, or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court-approved for your local address. Your next court date on this case is an arraignment hearing in the Santan Justice Court on June the 30th at 8:30. Number 25 on the calendar is a Superior Court bench warrant on the charges of possessing dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. On this case, the legal advocate is appointed to represent you. On this case, there's been a secured appearance bond set in the amount of $1,500. The release conditions are the same. Your next court date on this case is a status conference, a post-warrant status conference on July the 1st at 8:30 in the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Lastly, number 25 on the calendar is another Superior Court bench warrant on the charges of possessing dangerous drugs and narcotic drugs, both Class 4 felonies, and possessing drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. Once again, the court's found you to be indigent. It's ordered appointing the legal advocate to represent you. Bond on this case is also set in the amount of $1,500. The release conditions are the same as is your court date of a status conference on July the 1st at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Do you have any questions about these three cases, ma'am? All right, thank you, ma'am. You step right back over there. Mr. Holmes will be followed by Raymond Martinez. Sir, please state your name
John Holmes,
and your date of birth.
July 22nd, 1974.
All right, thank you, sir. Sir, you're charged with theft of means of transportation, a Class 3 felony. The court has found probable cause. It's ordered appointing the public defender to represent you. On this case, you're going to be released to pretrial services, which means you'll need to keep in contact with them and follow all of their directions.
I'm hard of hearing, I'm sorry.
You're going to be released to pretrial services. That means you don't have to post a bond. You just need to keep in contact with them and follow all of their directions.
Okay.
You'll be given an envelope with directions about how to contact them when the officer hands you the paperwork. I'm going to go over some of your release conditions with you. You're not to initiate any contact with the arresting officers. No drugs without a valid prescription. No driving without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address. Your next court date on this case will be a status conference on July the 10th at 8:30 with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 14th. You need to make sure you contact pretrial services and make sure you make your court date on July the 10th. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, I do.
All right, the officer will hand you some paperwork. Raymond Martinez.
Yes, sir.
Sir, please state your name
Raymond Martinez,
and your date of birth.
7/31/84.
All right, sir, you're here on a municipal court, it's a municipal court new case, charging you with criminal trespass, a Class 3 misdemeanor. The court has found probable causes to that count. At this point, the court does not have enough information to determine indigency. The court could appoint counsel at your next court date. On this case, you're going to be released on your own recognizance. Your next court date will be an arraignment hearing on July the 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to go over some of your release conditions with you. You're not to return to the scene of alleged crime. You're not to initiate any contact.
That's where I live.
Okay.
That's where I live. It's senseless to even go through it. It's something it's continuing to be the same thing over and over. You know, it's my address, my home address. My brother lives in the front house. I tend to work for him from time to time, but I live in my house.
Sir, well, this case is pending. You're not to return to the scene of alleged crime. I mean, that's...
I know, but I have my trailer in the back house.
Okay. I could hold you in jail so you wouldn't have to worry about it. You can't go back to the scene of alleged crime. It's a criminal trespass.
Okay, then I guess y'all have to deal with the heat of the world then.
No, you'll have to find a new place to live, or you'll be back in custody without bond at all.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but what I'm saying is that you'll have to deal with the heat of the world that I deal with. I'm the one that's cooling down the atmosphere. Now, what I'm saying is the only way I cool down the atmosphere is where I'm living and where I'm working in the back But see, nobody's doing the work I do but me, because I am the legal guardian.
Okay.
But I understand what you're saying.
Okay. I'm just telling you, if you violate the release conditions, you'll be back in jail.
Okay.
So you're not to return to the scene of alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victims or witnesses. You're not to possess any weapons. You're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license. And you're to contact, hold on one thing.
No entienden ustedes.
All right. Your next court date on this case will be as I already told you, a arraignment hearing on July the 22nd at 1:30 in the Surprise Municipal Court. Any other questions, sir?
No, well, can I get the reasons why I can't return to my house? You're telling me I can't return to my house? That is kind of, I mean, not that I'm not understanding. I do understand, but sir, you know, it's pointless.
Okay.
You know, you can put me in jail for what? For no reason?
You and I can agree to disagree.
I know, sir, but no.
I set your release conditions, and we're done talking about it.
Okay,
All right?
okay.
Step over there.
Yes, sir.
Jason Thornton. Sir, please tell me your name and date of birth.
Jason Thornton, December 27, 94.
All right, sir. You're here on a fugitive justice matter. A warrant has been issued for your arrest from the state of California. They want you back on the warrant. Were you given a laminate piece of paper to look at before the court date, before the hearing this evening or this morning?
Yes.
Did you have a chance to look it over?
Yes.
All right. As I indicated, you have a warrant out of the state of California. You have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to California within 30 days. Or you can demand an extradition hearing and a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states to be sent back to California. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you'll be held non-bondable in Maricopa County for a period of up to 30 days to give California a chance to come and get you. That 30 days would begin tomorrow, as long as you don't have any other criminal charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. If you do have criminal charges pending against you in Arizona, the 30-day period would begin once those charges are resolved. So you can choose to go back to California voluntarily and you'd be held without bond. If you choose to have an extradition hearing, I will set a hearing for you, and the hearing will be set, you'll have a status conference in about a week to 10 days. I can't appoint a counsel to represent you on this because extradition is considered civil in nature, so you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel. I would set a bond, but it would be a fairly high bond given the nature of the charges against you in California. So if you couldn't make the bond, you'd be held in custody during this court date. If you decide to have an extradition hearing, the state of California has 90 days to complete the process and come and get you. So you need to make a decision whether or not you want to waive the extradition hearing or whether or not you want to set it for an extradition hearing. Do you know what you want to do, sir? Do you want to go back to California voluntarily, or do you want to set it for an extradition hearing?
Do you mean Michigan? I've never been to California.
Oh, I'm sorry. The other case was California. No, this is Flint, Michigan. I'm very sorry about that. It's absolutely Michigan, sir.
It's okay.
So strike everything I said about California. It's a lovely place, but Michigan's what it wants you.
Okay, well, yes, I mean, they can come get me. I can fight it from Michigan.
Okay. Let me just fill out some paperwork then, sir, and that will be fine. All right, so you're agreeing to waive your right to a hearing. All right, so you'll be held without bond. Michigan will have 30 days to come and get you. There's going to be a status conference set on July the 7th at 1:30. That's just to make sure that your case doesn't be forgotten. They have a status conference every so often because we don't want to get lost in the system.
Okay.
So you'll have to step over here and sign something agreeing to waive the extradition.
little black, see little black on the
Word.
And can one of you take him out before we do the next one?
I'm sorry, sir?
Can one of you take him out before we do the last one? Okay. That's it, so you can go with the officer there. All right, Barino McClary. No, 34. No, it's a house call apparently. Yeah, it didn't list as a house call, but they said it was a house call. Sir, please tell me your name
Barino McClary,
and your date of birth.
4/17/82.
All right, sir, you're here on two cases, the first of which will take the local case, and that is the 2025 matter. You're charged with one count of indecent exposure, a class 5 felony. The court has found probable causes to that count. At this point, the court is going to appoint the public defender to represent you. At this point, the court is setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $25,000. If you post the bond, you'd also be subject to electronic monitoring to be installed before you're released. Some of your other release conditions are you're not to initiate in contact with the arresting officers, you're not to possess any drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid driver's license. You're to continue to provide court proof of your local address, and you submit to DNA testing for law enforcement identification purposes. Your next court date on this case is a status conference on July the 1st at 8:30 with a possible preliminary hearing on July the 3rd at 8:30.
Oh, can I ask you,
You can, go ahead.
now, with the bond that you said, and you say I know my other cases is extraditable to Georgia. If I set a bond now, how does that work? I would get...
I'll talk to you about that in just a minute when we take the other case.
Okay.
Those are good questions, sir. But that takes care of that case for now. Your other case is a fugitive of justice case. Did you hear what I was talking to the other gentleman just now?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you have a choice to be made whether or not to go back. And let me make sure I've got the state correct this time.
Georgia.
It is Georgia, sir. Yeah, and they're wanting you for basically a similar charge of public indecency. So there was a bench warrant issued there. So you have, as indicated, a warrant. You have the right to either waive the extradition hearing or set it for extradition. But you do have this case in Arizona. Mm-hmm. So if you waive your right to an extradition hearing, the 30 days will not start until this case here in Arizona is resolved.
So this case got to be resolved first, period?
Yes, period.
Okay, if I set the bond on this case, how does that work? I get released?
If you post both bonds, yes.
If I post what?
Both bonds. It'd be the $25,000 bond on this Arizona case. There'd also be a significant bond on the Georgia case because they want you held without any bond at all, which I can't do legally in Arizona. Okay. But the bond would be somewhere in the neighborhood of a $200,000 cash bond.
200,000. So that means it ain't no use for me to post bond with
Not unless you
Arizona.
post both bonds. If you post bond in the Arizona case and not in the Georgia case, you'd be held in custody you wouldn't get out.
Okay, so the best just not to even post the bond, to just get over with the Arizona case.
I can't give you legal advice, sir, but
Yeah.
I think you see the logic of that.
Okay, with the Arizona case, how long is this case for a court trial, you know?
Well, you'll be going to what we call the Regional Court Center next week. Sometimes they make offers in the Regional Court Center, sometimes they don't. I couldn't tell you with any certainty. But if you entered into a plea fairly quickly, you could be sentenced. In Arizona, usually require some type of pre-sentence report, so it'd be about 5 to 6 weeks would be the earliest it could be resolved. That's assuming they make you a plea that you like, you enter into it, and the judge sentences you in the normal 4 to 4 week period.
Okay. So I could probably ask for a speedy trial when I get my public defender, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But you either have to waive your right to an extradition hearing on the Georgia case or set it for an extradition hearing. That gives them 90 days to come and get you.
I want to do the 30 days, where they come pick me up in 30 days. They got 30 days to get me.
That's fine. And what we'll do is show that you're waiving your right to an extradition hearing. Save that. Sign that. All right, sir, you will have a status conference on the extradition hearing on the fugitive of justice on July the 7th at 1:30. Like I told the other gentleman, that's just to make sure that they don't forget about you.
Mm-hmm.
There's no attorney appointed on that case. You'll have to step over here and sign something.
When is the court for the local charge? When I go to court?
I think it was July the 1st, but I can tell you. It's July the 1st, sir.
July 1st.
He's waiving the extradition. That's why I said.
What you mean waiving extradition?
Well, I want to make sure. Get back to.
Let me get an understanding. Let me get the right understanding.
Yeah, you said you wanted to waive extradition, have them have 30 days to come and get you. You want to go back to Georgia voluntarily, or do you want to fight the extradition?
So what's voluntarily?
That means you're agreeing to go back to Georgia without the governors having to sign any type of, both governors having to sign a warrant. You have the right to fight the extradition and argue that it wasn't you who's wanted Georgia or anyone.
No, I don't want to fight it. I just want to, you stay in jail, they come pick you up within 30 days.
Okay.
And if after 30 days, you get released if they don't come pick you up.
Yeah, once this Arizona case is resolved, if they don't come and get you within 30 days, they have to release you.
All right, yeah, I do.
That's waiving extradition.
Okay.
Okay? Step right over here, sir. All right, well, he's signing that. This has nothing to do with you, sir. I'm just making a record on the house calls. We have 3 house calls. Laura Ramirez, the court's inclination is a bond of $250. On Ms. Stevens, the court's inclination is a bond of $1,000. And Mr. Springer, the court's inclination is a bond of $250. If the court does not follow the court's inclination, the court will come back on, I will come back on the record and make any changes. With that concludes the 5 a.m. calendar.
Charles Lizama?
Yes, he's on the south. He has looks like he has another last name. Ram?
What is it?
R-A-M-C-K.
Oh, great. Okay. No, I have Charles Rannick, it's Charles Rocky Roberts.
Yeah, that's all his, benchmarks is under that name too.
Okay,
Yeah.
copy that. All right, I'm confused.
Oh, sure.
Hear me for a second.
Okay.
Is your number? Is your number?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry for the look at Jackson. I'm looking at the Eagles today.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a little short.
oh, man.
You guys come in, have to move them off, right? All right.
Todos de pie.
Be seated.
Pueden tomar asiento. For the record, Your Honor, Sylvia Fisher, court interpreter.
Thank you. Which ones are you hearing?
I'm here for 14 and 16 room.
Okay, just let me know. All right, are we on the record? All right. Interpreter, we're going to get started right now. Good morning. This is the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar.
Buenos días. Estas son las vistas iniciales de las 8 de la mañana.
The court's orders to the taking of DNA and fingerprint samples.
Las órdenes judiciales en cuanto a la toma de huellas dactilares y muestras de ADN.
That was given on the first calendar of June 2025.
Que se emitieron durante la primera lista de causas el mes de junio del 2025.
Shall apply to all matters on this calendar.
Se aplicarán a todos los casos en la lista de causas del día de hoy.
Can I have Andy Torres Marquez come into the courtroom behind the podium?
Andy Torres Márquez, por favor ingrese a la sala y párese detrás del podio.
Párese aquí. Frente al juez.
Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Señor, su nombre completo y su fecha de nacimiento.
Andy Torres Márquez, 18 de septiembre del 93.
Andy Torres Márquez, September 18, 93.
All right, you're here on a Superior Court new case.
Usted se encuentra aquí por un caso nuevo de Tribunal Superior.
Alleging one count of possession of drug paraphernalia.
Se alega un punto acusatorio en su contra de tenencias de adminículos.
And one count of tampering with physical evidence.
Y un punto acusatorio de manipulación de pruebas físicas.
Those are both Class 6 felonies.
Son delitos de clase 6.
I've appointed a lawyer to represent you.
He designado un abogado para representarlo.
Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 10th at 8:30.
Su siguiente cita judicial sería una audiencia de actualización el 10 de julio a las 8:30 de la mañana.
I'm going to release you on your own promise to me that you're going to go to court.
Lo voy a poner en libertad siempre y cuando me prometa a mí que va a asistir a sus siguientes citas judiciales.
No possessing of any weapons.
No puede tener en su poder ningún tipo de arma.
Don't miss your court hearing on July 10th.
No puede faltar a su cita judicial el 10 de julio.
And you're going to be released probably in a few hours.
Y le van a poner en libertad, me imagino, en un par de horas.
Get your paperwork from the court staff.
Recoja su documentación del personal judicial.
Atrás de las mujeres. No, acá.
Interpreter, can you inquire if anyone needs your services, and if they do so, have them raise their hand?
¿Hay alguien más que requiere los servicios a la intérprete? En caso que sí, por favor, levante la mano.
No hands, Your Honor.
No hands. All right. Thank you, interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have a good day. Okay, for the rest of you, I'm going to call you in individually. You're going to state your name and date of birth. I will tell you what you've been booked on and whether an attorney has been appointed to represent you. I'm also going to give you the date of your next court appearance. I will let you know whether you're eligible for a bond or not. If it's a secured bond, that means you can go through a bonding company. Phone numbers for the various bonding companies are located in that jail area. They will accept collect calls. If it's a cash bond, then you have to pay the entire amount of the bond. Now, when you come into the courtroom, please be aware, this is all being video recorded. So do not talk about the facts of your case, as you have the right to remain silent. Court staff's going to give you your paperwork. When you look at your paperwork, you're going to see what you've been booked on, whether an attorney has been appointed to represent you, where, when, what time your next court date is, whether you're eligible for a bond, and then it'll have your release conditions. Now, release conditions can include no contact with the alleged victim, no going back to the alleged scene of the crime, no possessing of any weapons. You have to follow each and every condition if you want to stay released. Let me remind you, if you've been ordered by a court not to have contact with the victim, and then you do so, you may be charged with an additional felony. Purpose of this hearing is to determine whether you're eligible for a bond or not. That decision is based on your current charges, any failures to appear, Arizona law, and your prior record. It's not based on personal information, so don't go into that. Finally, for the record, the orders for fingerprinting and the taking of DNA samples that were made on the first calendar of June 2025 shall apply to this initial appearance calendar as well. Charles Rank, come on into the courtroom, and then Israel Cosio to the chair that's right outside the courtroom. All right. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Good morning, Your Honor. Charles John David Roth Gonzalez, or Charles John David Rank, September 7th, 1982.
September 7th, 1980. 83 or 82?
82.
82.
Yes.
All right. You have 5 matters. The first one is a failure to appear for one kind of theft. This allegedly occurred July 26th of 2021. You already have a court-appointed lawyer. Your next hearing will be a status conference July 2nd at 8:30. Set a $1,000 bond. The next one is another failure to appear. This one is alleging one kind of fraudulent schemes and artifices, one kind of theft, both Class 2 felonies. These allegedly occurred November 15th of 2021. You already have a court-appointed lawyer. Your next hearing will be a status conference July 2nd, 8:30. Set a $1,000 bond. The next one is another failure to appear. This one alleges one kind of theft, Class 6 felony. This allegedly occurred June 24th, 2022. You already have a court-appointed lawyer. Court date is going to be the same, July 2nd, 8:30, for a status conference. I set a $1,000 bond. Then the next one is another failure to appear. This one alleges one kind of fraudulent schemes, Class 2 felony, one kind of theft obtaining by misrepresentation, Class 3 felony. This allegedly occurred January 1st of 2023. You already have a court-appointed lawyer. Your next hearing will be a status conference July 2nd at 8:30. Set a $1,000 bond. And now you have a Superior Court arrest warrant. This alleges one count of aggravated taking ID of another, Class 3 felony, and 5 counts of possession of a forged instrument. Those are all Class 4 felonies. Most of these allege date of offense is July 22nd of 2024. You've got one that's on January 10th, 2024. I'm appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be a status conference July 1st at 8:30. You're also going to have an evidentiary hearing on July 2nd at 1:30. So Arizona has a criminal rule of procedure, 4.2A7A. If you're out on release on felonies, which you were, and you allegedly commit another one, you cannot bond out. But you do get a chance to challenge that with your attorney. And that's going to happen at that evidentiary hearing on July 2nd. All right, get your paperwork. You got it? All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Israel Cosio, come on in. And then Walter Dice to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Israel Cosio, 6/22/1997.
All right, you have two matters. The first one is a Superior Court new case alleging one count of aggravated assault. Actually, you have 2 counts of aggravated assault, Class 3 felonies. 1 count of criminal damage, Class 1 misdemeanor. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be a status conference July 1st at 8:30. I've set a $50,000 bond, no returning to the alleged scene of the crime, no contact with the alleged victim, and no contact with your co-defendant, the person that you were with. Now, you've got another case, which is a Superior Court probation violation. You're on probation for a Class 4 felony. Probation now is alleging you've now violated your probation by getting the new charges, which is called a Term 1 violation. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be an arraignment, possible disposition, July 1st at 8:30. And pursuant to Arizona Criminal Rule of Procedure 7.2C, you'll be held non-bailable on that. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Walter, come on in. Robert Cheatham to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Walter Dice, July 28, 1971.
You have a Superior Court probation violation warrant for your probation that you're on for a Class 4 felony. Probation is alleging you violated Term 1, 2, 4, 7, 12, and 15. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be an arraignment, possible disposition, July 1st at 8:30. Pursuant to Arizona Criminal Rule of Procedure 7.2C, you'll be held non-bailable. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Either he'll be there. Robert Cheatham, come on in. Edgar Glover to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Robert Cheatham, June 31, 2004.
And counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke Gone on behalf of the state.
All right, sir, you've got a Superior Court new case alleging one count of aggravated assault. That's a Class 3 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Counsel, did you want to be heard?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's asking for a $100,000 secured appearance bond, and if Mr. Cheatham is able to post that, we'd ask for electronic monitoring. Our understanding is that he is transient. We have concerns that he has a substance abuse issue. He allegedly stabbed the victim 7 times. The current extent of the victim's injuries are unknown at this time. We are concerned that he's a danger to the community, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, your next hearing is going to be a status conference July 1st at 8:30. I am following the county attorney's recommendation and setting a $100,000 secured bond. No returning to the alleged scene of the crime. Absolutely no contact with the victim. No email, no texting, no third party calling somebody else to call the victim. No contact whatsoever, and no possessing of any weapons. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Edgar Glover, come on in.
Good morning.
Good morning. State your name and date of birth.
Edgar Glover, 9/30/87.
You have a Superior Court new case alleging one count of transportation or sale of marijuana, Class 3 felony, one count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, one count of possession or use of a weapon in a drug offense, Class 4 felonies. You're charged with 2 counts of dangerous drug possession. I only found probable cause on 1, and that's a Class 4 felony. 5 counts of domestic animal cruelty or mistreatment, Class 5 felony. 1 count of practicing as a veterinarian without a license, and 1 count of abandonment animal cruelty. Both of those are Class 1 misdemeanors. Counsel, did you want to be heard?
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke Gone on behalf of the state. Your Honor, the state's asking for a $50,000 secured appearance bond. Additionally, we're asking for a restriction that Mr. Glover not be allowed to have any care or control of any animals, given the nature of these charges. Our understanding is that he has prior felony convictions, including violent convictions. He allegedly was operating on dogs without a vet license. Additionally, there were approximately 16 mistreated dogs that were found on his premises. He was in possession of marijuana packaged for sale, as well as a firearm as a prohibited possessor. We are concerned that he's a significant danger to animals as well as the community at large. Thank you.
All right, sir, I'm appointing a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be a status conference, July 1st at 8:30. I am ordering that you have no care or custody of any animals. I'm very concerned about not only the issues with the what I read about the animals in this case, but possessing of a weapon by somebody who's not supposed to have one. I take that very seriously, so I'm setting a $75,000 bond. I don't want you to say anything because you got a prosecutor right there. Now, if you have a question about something, like about your hearing or whatever, then you can, but I would not say anything about the facts.
Sorry about that,
Okay. You do have an attorney you should talk to. All right, get your paperwork from the court staff.
May I be excused, Your Honor? Thank you.
to an automatic voice message system. 602-908-7974 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Officer Gomez, this is Cindy Nanetti at the Search Warrant Center. I do have your warrant, and I do need to swear you in. If you can call the initial appearance calendar. I'm on the bench, but have them patch you in to the courtroom when you get this message. Thank you. Can you call back there if I don't get a hold of him again? I'm going to call him one more time and have them patch him in if we're in here. It's Esteban Gomez. Officer Gomez? Hi, Cindy Nanetti at the Search Warrant Center. I got your warrant. Are you ready to be sworn? Do you remember what commissioner it was? Because it's still open to me, so let me just swear you in just in case. Do you swear or affirm that the information contained in the affidavit and warrant are true and accurate to the best of your personal knowledge, information, or belief? Okay, granted it. Okay, that's weird because it was still available in queue. All right, good luck. Bye. All right, let's have Cecilia Otero come on in the courtroom. Santos Valdez to the chair outside the courtroom. State your name and date of birth.
Cecilia Otero, March 30th, 2000.
March 30th of 2000? All right, you've got a Superior Court new case alleging 2 counts of aggravated assault. They're Class 3 felonies. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference July 1st at 8:30. I've set a $25,000 bond. No contact with your co-defendant. No contact with the alleged victim. No returning to the alleged scene of the crime.
Okay.
Get your paperwork from the court staff. Santos Valdez, come on in. Ariel Flores to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Santos Valdez, 9/10/2000.
All right, you have 2 matters. We'll take them one at a time. The first one is a Superior Court new case alleging 1 count of shoplifting or using an artifice with the intent to facilitate shoplifting. That's a Class 4 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be a status conference July 1st at 8:30. Set a $3,500 bond. Then you've got an arrest warrant from Superior Court for 3 counts of the same thing, using an artifice to attempt to shoplift, Class 4 felony. There are 3 different dates: March 1st of 2025, January 25th of 2025, and May 18th of 2024. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 1st at 8:30. The judge who signed this warrant set your bond at $7,500. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Ariel Flores, come on in. Matthew Key to the chair outside the courtroom. State your name and date of birth.
Ariel Flores, November 9th, 1995.
You have a Superior Court new case alleging 2 counts of possession of narcotic drug, 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, all Class 4 felonies. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be a status conference, July 1st at 8:30. I've set a $5,000 bond. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Matthew Key, come on in. Paul Bindor to the chair outside the courtroom.
Good morning.
Good morning. State your name and date of birth.
Matthew Key, 10-290.
All right, the first one that you have is a failure to appear warrant for one count of possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony.
Yes, ma'am.
One count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony.
Yes, ma'am.
These allegedly occurred January 28th of last year.
That's correct.
You already have a court-appointed lawyer. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 1st at 8:30. When you didn't go to court, the judge set your bond at $500. Now, the second matter that you have is a grand jury warrant.
Yeah, I'm
Which
curious to
means,
know what that is.
hang on, which means grand jurors met. It's secret. They heard testimony. They found probable cause on one count of organized retail theft, class 4 felony. This allegedly occurred November 29th of 2024. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing is going to be an arraignment, July 2nd at 8:30, and the grand jury judge set your bond at $5,000.
Oh, they told me no bond.
Pardon?
They told me no bond. Like when I was arrested in December, they dropped that charge. Like I had nothing to do with that.
Well, sometimes they decide not to do what we call a preliminary hearing, and they take it to a secret grand jury. All I can tell you is that's what they did on this case.
It's so strange. Like there's no camera footage of me doing anything.
It's what?
Like there's no footage of me doing anything. I never even went inside the store.
Well, you will get what we call discovery. You and your attorney will see all the police reports. And you will also see what was presented to the members of the grand jury to see why they indicted you.
I remember it. I just wasn't part of it. That's
right now, you have a grand jury. They found probable cause. And the judge that oversees the grand jury decided to set a $5,000 bond. That's why you have an attorney to represent you.
That's so strange. Like, that sucks.
All right. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Paul Bindor, and then Dwayne Jones to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Paul Bidor, November 29th, 2005.
You have a Superior Court new case alleging one count of trafficking and stolen property in the first degree, Class 2 felony, one count of theft, Class 6 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 1st at 8:30, and I've set a $2,500 bond. Absolutely no returning to the alleged scene of the crime. Understood?
Yeah, I was told they were both Class 6.
You were told what?
I was told they were both Class 6, not the other one was a Class 2.
Who told you they were Class 6?
When I was at the station. They said
one is a Class 6, but the trafficking certainly is not.
Oh, that's what they told me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Dwayne Jones, come on in. Lindsay Hall to the chair outside the courtroom.
Hey, how you doing?
State your name and date of birth.
Dwayne Jones, September 27, 2005.
You have a Superior Court arrest warrant alleging one count of aggravated domestic violence, Class 5 felony. This allegedly occurred December 28th of 2024. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 1st at 8:30, and I've set a $2,500 bond. Get your paperwork from the court staff.
All right. Oh, I thought she was still talking to me.
Lindsay Hall, come on in. Saul Hernandez to the chair outside the courtroom. State your name and date of birth.
I'm Lindsay Nicole Hall, 10/28/1982.
So you have a Pinal County Superior Court warrant for failure to appear in the second degree, Class 6 felony. It's 4 charges of child or adult vulnerable abuse, which is a Class 4 felony, and 2 counts of aggravated DUI. I can't appoint you an attorney here. They're going to have to do that in Pinal County. Your next hearing will be in 2 days, the 27th at 8:30 for an arraignment, and the judge there asked that we set your bond at $2,500. They'll have to come and get you to bring you down there.
Okay.
Okay, get your paperwork from the court staff. Saul Hernandez, come on in. Carl Dankart to the chair outside the courtroom. State your name and date of birth.
Saul Rosendo Hernandez, August 2nd, 1985.
You have a Superior Court new case alleging one count of possession of dangerous drugs, class 4 felony, one count of criminal trespass in the first degree, one count of disorderly conduct. Those are both class 1 misdemeanors. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 1st at 8:30. I've set a $900 bond. Looks like you might have something from Mesa as well. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Right there. Carl, come on in. Cassia Dietrich to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Carl Dankart, January 27th, 1972.
You have a municipal court new case alleging 2 counts of disobeying or resisting an order of the court, class 1 misdemeanor, 1 count of resisting arrest, class 1 misdemeanor. You'll have a lawyer appointed for you at your next hearing for the purposes, limited purpose regarding your bond, which is going to be $500.
Okay.
And your next hearing is going to be an arraignment, July 2nd at 1 o'clock. If you go back there again, you're probably going to be held non-bailable. Okay. You understand that?
Yes. I have a question, Your Honor.
Yeah.
My wife is currently on vacation, and I can't get a hold of her. She would not be considered a third party if she talks to my son.
Well, my understanding is when I read this, that if she's a witness, you're ordered not to be in contact with witnesses either.
She wasn't there.
Well, they could be a witness to something else. If you're ordered not to have contact with victim or witnesses, that's going to violate your orders.
I understand. I do have a ride to go pick up my vehicle today, and I'm going to talk to the Buckeye Police Department to be there.
You have to have them there for a civil standby.
They said they could stand by for about 20 minutes while I pack my stuff.
Yep.
And get my car, and then go to my friend's house. And then I don't plan on going back home.
Well, the only time you can do that, I don't know what the previous judge ordered, but a civil standby is 1 time.
Okay.
And you can't just go there without, you got to call the police first.
I intend to call the police.
All right.
Today.
Okay.
To just go pick up my computer, personal belongings, and my vehicle.
Okay. As long as you're following the orders.
Okay.
All right. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Cassia Dietrich, come on in. Paige Koch to the chair outside the courtroom. State your name and date of birth.
Cassia Dietrich, January 2nd, 1997.
Okay, you have 2 matters. The first one is a Santan Justice Court warrant for 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 1 misdemeanor, and then when you didn't go to court, you got another charge of failure to appear, class 2 misdemeanor. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be an arraignment, July 30th at 8:30. I've set a $100 bond. Then on the second matter that you have, this is a failure to appear for 1 count of possession of narcotic drug, 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, both class 4 felonies. 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. These allegedly occurred April 16th of last year. You already have a court-appointed lawyer. Your next hearing will be a status conference July 1st at 8:30. You've got a $500 bond on this. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Paige, come on in. Javier Jimenez to the chair outside the courtroom. Ma'am, state your name and date of birth.
Paige Coke, 12/15/1993.
Okay, you have two matters that are both probation violation warrants. You're on probation for 2 Class 6 felonies. Probation is alleging you violated term 3 and 5. I've appointed a lawyer on both of these to represent you. Your next hearing will be an arraignment. Possible disposition, July 1st at 8:30. Set a $500 bond on each of these. If you post these 2 bonds, you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Xavier Jimenez, come on in. Amari Walden to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Xavier Esquipula Jimenez, born November 5th, 1995.
You've got a failure to appear warrant for 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. These allegedly occurred April 5th of this year. You already have a court-appointed lawyer. Your next hearing is going to be a status conference, July 1st at 8:30, and I've set a $250 bond. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Amari, come on in. Amanda Bloomstrand to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Your Honor, my name is Amari Walden, born April 19, 2007.
All right, you've got a Superior Court new case alleging 1 count of unlawful flight from law enforcement, Class 5 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next court hearing is going to be on July 10th at 8:30. I'm going to tell you, normally when somebody flees from law enforcement, you get a bond. But I'm not going to do that. The reason why is that you have absolutely no record, no felonies, no nothing. I am going to put you on pretrial services supervision. Now, did you hear all those people that failed to appear?
Yes, ma'am.
None of them got released, right? Because when you don't go, when you get a chance, like you are going to be released, then you don't show up, then you're going to get a bond. So show up for court. A lot of people get scared thinking, oh, they're going to take me in. As long as you don't commit any new offenses and you show up for court, you get to stay out.
Heard, Your
Got
Honor.
it?
Heard, Your Honor.
Get your paperwork from the court staff. Amanda. Come on in. Jose Lopez to the chair outside the courtroom. Ma'am, state your name and date of birth.
Amanda Blomstrand, 7/21/76.
You have a Superior Court new case alleging 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, 1 count of possession of narcotic drug, both Class 4 felonies. 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, July 10th at 8:30. I'm going to release you to pretrial services with drug testing and monitoring. Again, don't miss court. All right? Because then you'll get a bond and then you'll be a guest here at the jail. Okay. All right. Get your paperwork from the court staff. Jose Lopez, come on in. And Raul Palenko to the chair outside the courtroom. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Jose Francisco Lopez, 10/4/80.
You got a Superior Court new case alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drug, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Your next hearing will be a status conference, January 10th at 8:30. I'm going to release you to pretrial services with drug testing and monitoring. Did you hear the people that got failures to appear?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta go to court or they'll issue a bond. All right, get your paperwork. Raul Polanco, come on in. Sir, state your name and date of birth.
Raul Rene Polanco, 7/18/1974.
Okay, you've got a Tolleson Municipal Court warrant for one kind of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 1 misdemeanor. It's from December 27th of last year. Are you in on something else?
I did, I just served 90 days for, it was,
I don't care. Are you getting out?
It was a deferred sentence.
Are you getting out?
Today was supposed to be my release date.
Well, then I was going to release you. If you were still doing another sentence, I'd give you a little bond so you'd get credit on this. But since you're getting out, I'm not appointing an attorney. I am releasing you on your own promise to go to court. It'll be on July 14th at 8:30 for an arraignment. Now, this is a failure to pay. So, even if you can't pay, go show up.
Absolutely.
If you get $5, they won't issue a warrant.
Right.
You can ask the judge to do community service and they'll take off the fine. Just the worst thing to do is just blow it off.
I do have a question. I was working the LBJ kitchen for the last 2 months. Do I get credit for community service hours?
I don't know. Ask them.
Okay.
I don't know. That could be up to the judge.
Okay.
You know, but just tell them that, you know, could you get community service, a little back pay, whatever? I don't know. Those are city court judges, so I really don't know what they do. But, I mean, the worst thing people do is not show up. We don't put people in jail because they can't pay a fine. The problem is people then don't show up, and then you get a new charge of failure to appear, you know? All right, good luck to you. Get your paperwork. And then we've got Erica Long is a house call, unfortunately. I was hoping with none. But why is she a house call?
Your Honor, she was failing to obey orders from staff and...
She was what? Say it again.
She was failing to obey orders from staff and she was exhibiting very bizarre behavior in
Okay.
the general population.
Erica Long, date of birth 7/14/89. She's got a Superior Court new case alleging one kind of burglary in the 3rd degree, Class 4 felony, one kind of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 1 misdemeanor. I've appointed a lawyer to represent her. Next hearing is going to be a status conference, July 10th at 8:30. Going to release her to pretrial services with drug testing and monitoring. You guys have any questions? No?
Feel free to ask.
Just boring?
They're getting ready to go to the academy, Your Honor.
Yeah, I heard.
All right.
Please be seated. Good morning. It's already in there. Okay. Thank you all for your patience this morning. We have an extra large calendar as well as appearances, so I do appreciate your time. This is the 11 a.m. calendar for the initial appearance court for June 25th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. All parties are reminded that today's hearing is both recorded as well as broadcast, so anything that is said can be heard in the future for if you have a criminal matter, so please be advised. And all parties are reminded they do have a right to an attorney. In today's hearing, we will be providing you with the allegations against you, whether or not counsel has been appointed, your next hearing date, and what the conditions of release are. So it looks like we have counsel at the table. What matter are you here on?
Good morning, Judge. I'm here for Caden Anderson.
All right, sir, yours is a little bit further down the line. If you'd like to take a seat, I'll let you know for sure when it's time for your matter to be called. You can grab that chair from over there.
Thank you, Judge.
Yep.
Everything else is good. You just
I think I might be putting it in a different place. Did I went back to look and I saw them in the other? Okay.
Oh, there. Get it. You got it?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. In order to facilitate a smooth flow today in our courtroom, I will call the first person to the podium. I'd like you to state your name and date of birth after I ask you for it. I will also call a second person to sit in the chair by the door. That way we'll be ready to proceed. I do not believe we have any translator issues today. Thank you. The first person is Myra Quintero. Please come to the podium. And then Mr. Richard Lizama, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Myra Quintero, 7/26/85.
Thank you. You're here on two issues. The first is a new Superior Court case. The allegations of dangerous drug possession, narcotic drug possession, as well as paraphernalia. Dangerous drug possession is Class 4 felony, narcotic drug possession, Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. An attorney has been appointed for you. Your next hearing will be a status conference on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. There's also an evidentiary hearing on July 2nd at 1:30. There is no bail available for you on this case because you are on release already. Your second case is a Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant, and that warrant was issued back in January 2023. So that needs to be taken care of. A bond amount of $750 was affirmed. There you do have a hearing coming up downtown on July 2nd at 8:30 in the morning, and an attorney has been appointed for you. Because you're not eligible for bail, there are release conditions printed on the paperwork, but unless you are released, they will not apply. Your paperwork will be with court staff. Please step to your left. Thank you. Mr. Ledesma, please come to the podium. Mr. Zachariah Owens, take a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Richard Rubino Ledesma, 08/12, 1994.
Thank you. You're here today on a new Superior Court case. There's allegations of dangerous drugs as well as drug paraphernalia. The dangerous drugs is Class 4 felony, and the paraphernalia Class 6 felony. An attorney has been appointed for you. Your next hearing will be a status conference on July 1st at 8:30 a.m. You are not eligible for bail on this matter because you are already out on felony release. So because you had already promised not to commit more crimes on your last release, and now these allegations have been brought, you're not eligible for bond right now. They will all be on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Mr. Owen, please come to the podium. Javarcia Sanders, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Zachariah Owen, February 1576.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case, drug possession and use, which is a Class 4 felony. An attorney has been assigned for you for your next hearing, which is on July. When you see it as you print it out, I put term 1 violation in the other. Does it show on the printout? Because she came to tell me they weren't showing up on this thing. So for instance, 38. Yes, it does show? Okay, thank you. It's not in, it won't show on the printout. But on the printout it will. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your patience. Please state your name and date of birth.
Stanford Yazzie, 5568.
Thank you. You're here today on 3 matters. The first one is a new Superior Court case. You have been alleged to have dangerous drugs in possession for sale, which is a Class 2 felony. Also, dangerous drugs for possession of use, Class 4 felony, and narcotic drug possession of use. This court did find probable cause. An attorney has not been appointed to you because of your financial status. However, there is a court hearing set for you July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. There is a secured bond appearance of $2,500 in this first matter. You're not to have any contact with arresting officers if you make this bond. No weapons, no drugs without a valid prescription. Do not consume alcohol or drive without a valid license, and contact your probation officer within 72 hours. However, you do have 2 others. Right, so on the next 2, they're violations of your probation, which, because you've been alleged to have committed a new crime, that's a Term 1 violation of your probation. So on both of those, you are not eligible for bond. You do have Maricopa County Public Defender. They're going to represent you if you need them at those hearings. And there's a revocation hearing on July 1st at 8:30. In both of those cases, there may be a possible disposition on the same time, those hearings. So that's all on July 1st. So today's the 25th. So you'll be in custody until July 1st when you go to that hearing and meet with your attorney then. All of that will be on your paperwork.
So on the second matter, on the where you said that I'm not eligible for the bond, when I go to court, I will be eligible, or possibly?
It's up to the judge there, but you can definitely talk with your attorney about it because you violated Term 1 of your probation today, or those are the allegations. You're not eligible for bond here in this hearing today.
Yeah, I mean, I was basically just, I was at home, I wasn't doing anything wrong, I wasn't messing with nobody, just at home, and they came and said, I wanted to search, so that's what they did.
So, and because of the new allegations, which state that you violated Term 1 of your probation,
Yeah,
you are not eligible here today for bond.
yeah.
But you may speak with your attorney, and that information is listed on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Did it work? Okay. Mr. Anderson, and I believe this is your case, sir?
Caden Anderson.
Okay, Caden Anderson, please come to the podium. After that, Jennifer Gilbert, have a seat by the door. I understand you have an attorney here. Would you like to make a statement?
Good morning, Judge. This is Altai Tasjo, I'm covering for Belen Olmedo Guerra. We have a copy of the indictment. If her name is spelled correctly. We waive a formal reading of the charges, enter a plea not guilty. And we would also ask for a nominal bond.
Does the state have a response?
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke Gahn on behalf of the state. Given that this is a grand jury warrant and that this, the information that the court has as well as what the state has at this point is very limited regarding the factual basis. However, these are 2 very serious felonies related to violence as well as the use of a firearm. I believe the grand jury warrant is for $100,000 cash bond. We would ask the court to simply affirm that bond at this time.
You're gonna have to reprint this one, I apologize. Thank you, counsel. Thank you, state, for making your appearances and for having your statements on the record. It's this court's inclination to follow the grand jury recommendation, as they do have all the underlying facts. So the allegations, I know you waived it, but just to continue the normal process, is for a drive-by shooting, which is a Class 2 felony, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which is a Class 3 felony. It is a grand jury indictment from June 23rd, 2025. So this court will affirm that cash-only appearance bond of $100,000. If you do make that bond, you're not to have any contact with the arresting officers, do not possess drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid license, and continue to update the court with your address. All of this information will be on your paperwork. Counsel, do you have any other matters with the court?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're excused. Does the state have any other matters?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And if you need to take a moment with your client, there is that room.
We're good, thank you, Judge.
Okay, go ahead and step to your left. Thank you. Jennifer Gilbert, please come to the podium. Lily Lyons, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Jennifer Gilbert, 11/30/83.
Could you say your birthday again?
11/30/83.
Thank you. You're here today on a new Superior Court case. There's been allegations of trafficking stolen property, which is a Class 2 felony, organized retail theft, which is a Class 4 felony, and then burglary with unlawful entry, also a Class 4 felony. The court here did find probable cause for those allegations, which means an attorney has been assigned to you, and your first hearing will be downtown on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. A secured appearance bond has been set for you at $25,000. More information about how to obtain that bond, you can get that from the DOs. This is one that's eligible for bail bondsmen. If you do make bond, do not return to the scene of the alleged crime, have any contact with the alleged victims, complainants, witnesses, or arresting officers. Also, importantly, do not have contact with the co-defendant. Okay. Don't have drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid license. If an order of harassment is issued against you, be sure to obey those terms. If you violate these orders of the court, that would be an additional felony. So please comply with the orders. They'll all be written on the paperwork that court staff will provide. Please step to your left. Did you have a statement for this?
It's fine, Your Honor. That's okay.
Thank you. And I apologize. You'll have to really get my attention.
Okay, that's right. I have the next two.
The next two. Okay, thank you. Lily Lyons, please come to the podium. Anthony Ladd, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Lily Lyons, 18/1971.
Thank you. The allegations today against you for the new Superior Court case include narcotics, drugs, possession for sale, Class 2 felony, dangerous drugs, possession for sale, Class 2 felony, as well as transportation, Class 2 felony, money laundering with concealing the proceeds, Class 3 felony, illegal conduct, possessions of a weapon by a prohibited person, that's a Class 4 felony, as well as possession of a weapon and use of a drug offense, also a Class 4 felony. Does the state have a statement for this?
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke on behalf of the state. The state is asking for a $25,000 cash-only bond. Ms. Lyons has prior felony convictions. She allegedly was in possession of 6 firearms, as well as a large amount of multiple types of prescription-controlled substances. Additionally, she was allegedly in possession of approximately $20,000 in U.S. currency. There is a strong weight of the evidence against her, as she has made admissions to engaging in ongoing drug sales. We are concerned that she is a public safety risk, and we believe that that cash-only bond is necessary. Thank you.
The court has read the recommendations and heard the recommendations of the state today and finds that a $50,000 cash-only bond would be more appropriate in this case. So that is what is being set. If you do make $50,000 cash-only appearance bond, no contact with the arresting officers, no drugs, no weapons. Whether or not these allegations are proven, you are still a prohibited possessor, so no weapons. All of this information will be on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Anthony Ladd, please come to the podium. Gregory Tangora, have a seat by the chair, or in the chair by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
My name is Anthony Ladd. Birthday is 12/12/1997.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. You have been alleged to be trafficking in stolen property, which is a Class 2 felony, organized retail theft, which is a Class 4 felony, dangerous drug possession used for your use, Class 4 felony, burglary in the 3rd degree, Class 4 felony theft, and control of property for Class 1 misdemeanor. Does the state wish to be heard?
Thank you, Your Honor. Brooke Gahn on behalf of the state. The state's requesting a $25,000 secured appearance bond. Mr. Ladd has prior felony convictions, including a prior conviction for burglary, as well as theft of means of transportation. He was allegedly involved in multiple thefts and organized retail thefts. He allegedly stole nearly $15,000 worth of merchandise. There are multiple offense dates. There are concerns for substance use. There is a strong weight of the evidence, as there is video proof as well as admissions, and we believe that that bond is necessary, Your Honor.
Thank you. I do need to reprint this one. Okay. The court finds there is sufficient evidence and probable cause on these allegations that the bond of the secured appearance bond of $25,000 will be set for your case. A public defender has been appointed for you. Your next hearing will be July 1st at 8:30 in the morning in downtown. If you are able to make this bond, do not return to the scene of the alleged crime or have contact with any of the alleged victims, complainants, witnesses, or arresting officers. Do not have contact with any co-defendants. Also, if an order of harassment is issued against you, be sure to comply with those terms. Any violation of the court's orders today, which are written out on this paperwork, would be considered a felony. Make sure you go to your next hearing. All of this information will be on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
I'll bring your paperwork to you right now. Just return to your seat.
Gregory Tangora, please come to the podium. And then Sarah Madrid, have a seat by the door. Does State's Counsel have any further issues?
I have two other ones, Your Honor. I'll just step up when.
Okay, thank you. Please state your name and date of birth.
Gregory Resentencing, 8/23/64.
Thank you. You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It has been alleged that you committed aggravated assault, which is a Class 6 felony, and also disorderly conduct or fighting, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. The court did find probable cause and has assigned an attorney for you at your next hearing, which is a status conference on July 1st at 8:30 downtown. You are bailable as a matter of right. Because of your multiple prior felonies, the court has set a secured appearance bond of $25,000. If you do make that bond, do not return to the scene of the alleged crime, have any contact with any alleged witnesses, complainants, victims, the arresting officers. Make sure not to possess any weapons, use drugs without a valid prescription, or drive without a valid license. Please keep the court updated with your current address if you do make bond. All of that is on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Sarah Madrid, please come to the podium. Alonzo Montoya, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
My first name is Sarah, last name Madrid, date of birth 06/16/85.
Today you're here on a new Superior Court case. It has been alleged that you were involved with aggravated assault, which is a Class 3 felony, as well as criminal damage, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. An attorney has been appointed for you. Your next hearing will be on July 1st, downtown at 8:30 in the morning. A secured appearance bond has been set for you at $10,000. If you do make bond, make sure that you have no contact with the alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses. Also, no contact with the co-defendant. You're not to possess any weapons, drugs without a valid prescription. You must also provide the court with your local address. If you reside at the same location as an alleged victim or co-defendant, you may not go back to that residence. So if that is the case, is that the case? No. Okay. Then you can disregard that part.
That's my home. She was staying there. My niece was staying there, and my brother was staying there.
Okay. So you may not go back there.
That's my house.
Okay. And that means you will need to find a new place to reside, and you will need to tell pretrial services within 24 hours of your new residence.
Okay.
You may have one standby with law enforcement that you will need to pre-arrange. So you'll need to call law enforcement, let them know you have a court order that lets you go one time to pick up necessary belongings.
Okay.
These orders are in effect until your next hearing.
Okay.
They can change the orders after that, but from now until July 1st, you are not to go back.
Understood.
Okay, all of that will be on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Thank you.
Alonzo Montoya, please come to the podium. Skylar Robinson, have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Alonzo Montoya, 1995, July 14th.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It has been alleged that you committed aggravated assault with serious injury, which is a felony, kidnapping, which is a Class 2 felony, unlawful imprisonment, which is a Class 6 felony, as well as assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Does the state have something they'd like to say?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state's asking for a $100,000 secured appearance bond. Mr. Montoya has prior felony convictions. He's previously been incarcerated in the Department of Corrections. Additionally, he has previous domestic violence convictions. He allegedly brutally beat the victim while inside his vehicle and then drug her out of the vehicle and left her on the ground. The victim suffered serious physical injuries, including skull fractures, facial fractures, a fractured clavicle, and approximately 10 of her teeth were knocked out. He could have very easily have killed the victim with his actions. As I indicated, he already has a prior conviction for domestic violence. The state is concerned that he is extremely dangerous to the victim. So we believe that bond request is necessary to protect the safety of the victim as well as the community at large. Additionally, Your Honor, we'd ask to seal the Form 4 and replace it with the redacted version. It includes the victim's address. Thank you.
Thank you. The court has seen your request and does consider it appropriate, so the secured bond amount will be set at $100,000. If you do make bonds, the court's orders are, do not have contact with the alleged victim, complainants, witnesses, or the arresting officers. Do not possess any weapons, any drugs without a valid prescription. Do not consume alcohol. The rest of the orders are all printed for you there, including if there is an order of protection or order of harassment, because that's what people have to use if you don't have a relationship that qualifies for an order of protection. So if anyone seeks an order of harassment against you, those are also valid orders. Be sure to comply with those as well. If you do not comply with any of these court orders, you would not be bailable, because that would be a felony. All of that information is written on your paperwork.
All my charges are right here?
They're all there too. Please step to your left.
Thank you.
Go to the sergeant out there, he's waiting for you.
Skylar Robinson, please come to the podium. Andrew Saldivar, have a seat by the door. state your name and date of birth.
Skylar Robinson, 125 Amen.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It's been alleged that you had a weapon and you are a prohibited possessor, which is a Class 4 felony. This court did find probable cause and appointed an attorney for you to appear with you at your next hearing, which is on July 1st at 8:30 downtown. A secured appearance bond has been set for you at $15,000. If you make that bond, do not have contact with the arresting officers, do not possess any weapons. The rest of the information is printed on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Can I say something, please?
Yes, you may say something.
I had just got a DOC yesterday, or the day before this happened, and it came about because they did not tell me that I had a warrant out for, a misdemeanor warrant out for $100 fine that I did not pay. And I couldn't pay that because I was in DOC at the time.
So this is about having a weapon?
I know, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead, please.
Like this supposed weapon was, I found in this alleyway, and it had a belt strap on it, and like an old belt strap, and I had picked it up and put it.
Wait, let me stop you, because everything you're saying is recorded and broadcasted. Right now, you are presumed innocent. If you tell me about the facts of your case, that could be held against you. And I don't want to do that to you while you don't have an attorney or someone next to you giving you legal advice. So this is a condition for release.
Can I ask you one more thing, please?
You can ask a question, but please don't state any more facts.
Okay, well, all I'm asking is, okay, so I got a card I got for like housing and everything, and like I just want to be able to have a chance to be off paper, or not off paper, but like to do good and go and do a program and everything. The card's my property. All I ask is that I have a chance to get out with maybe a monitor or something. Like I want to do good. I mean, I don't want to mess up.
I appreciate your plea to the court. Today the bond is set. If you ever come across a weapon again, you know you're a prohibited possessor. Make sure you don't have it. You won't get picked up again, right? So you already know what to do. And I'm sorry, this is the bond for today. Please step to your left. Hannah Byram, please come to the podium. Sheridan Winters, please have a seat by the door. Oh, did I miss one? Okay, I'll have to go back. Okay. Is it fine? Okay. What do I need to do? And then we can do it. Please state your name and date of birth.
Hannah Byram, July 9th, 2005.
Thank you. You're here today on an out-of-county warrant. So there were allegations of drug use, Class 4 felony, narcotic drug use, Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. And you will have an attorney appointed to you at the next hearing, which is in Pinal County. They asked for you to be extradited. We set a bond amount at $1,000, secured appearance bond. You have a second case. Your second case is a Superior Court arrest warrant. This is a direct complaint, meaning these are new charges being brought against you for dangerous drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, shoplifting of goods, a Class 1 misdemeanor. A county attorney has been appointed to you. Your hearing is July 1st at 8:30 a.m. Here, the secured bond is set at $50. And this is kind of like a placeholder in case you can't pay the other one. Maricopa County Sheriff's Office will make sure you get to this hearing so you don't get another warrant for failure to appear. Okay? So if you're not bonding out on that Pinal County out-of-county warrant, don't pay the $50 because you want them to take you. All right? If you do bond out, Your conditions of release are all included on your paperwork. Do not go back to the target where you were arrested in 2024. That's part of your conditions of release. It's all on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Okay.
Now, so in which case is it?
It's this one. They asked for it to be sealed. The form
Okay.
sealed.
So you might have to edit because you've already been sealed. Affirm it. And then save. And then you can print it, put your signature in.
Okay.
And have staff print. I'll make you a copy of it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All good? Okay. I think so. Thank you. Mr. Andrew Saldivar, please come to the podium. And then after that will be Ms. Sheridan Winters.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Thank you for your patience. Please state your name and date of birth.
Andrew Carlos Saldivar, January 17, 1997.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It's been alleged that you had unlawful flight from law enforcement, which is a Class 5 felony. That's almost the lowest felony. It goes from 1 to 6. So you're just right there. You also have 2 misdemeanor charges, which is leaving an accident and criminal damage. This court did find probable cause. Because you're not indigent, we did not appoint an attorney for you, but you do have a hearing coming up, and that will be a status conference on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. There is a secured appearance bond, so that means you can use a bail bondsman for $2,500. All the conditions of your release are on your paperwork.
Okay.
Please step to your left. Sheridan Winters, please come to the podium. Fernando Garcia, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Sheridan Winters, 12/8/94.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. There are allegations of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a Class 3 felony, as well as disorderly conduct, a Class 6 felony. It appears the state would like to make a statement.
Yes, Your Honor. Brooke on behalf of the state. The state is requesting a $15,000 secured appearance bond. Although the state is aware that Ms. Winters does not appear to have any prior criminal history, the allegations are that she stabbed the victim during a road rage incident. Although the victim may have been the initial aggressor, the Form 4 indicates that Ms. Winters went back to her vehicle to retrieve the knife, and she had several opportunities to retreat from the confrontation. We are concerned that she is a community safety risk. Thank you.
Thank you. I have considered the state statement as well as the victim statement that was submitted on the record, and I find that the recommendation is reasonable. So today we are appointing an attorney for you to appear with you at your status conference on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. This court is setting a secured appearance bond of $15,000. If you are able to make that bond, you are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime, have any contact with the alleged witnesses, complainants, victims, or arresting officers. You must continue to provide the court with proof of your local address and obey any terms of an order of harassment that may be issued against you. I understand this is not domestic violence. You are not living with the alleged victim. However, they may get an order of harassment, and you need to comply with those terms, or that would bring you back here. All of that's on your paperwork. Please.
You just say the secured bond is the one I can get a bondsman with?
Okay, thank you. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you. Fernando Garcia, please come to the podium. And Joseph Kello, please take a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Fernando Garcia, November 13th, 2006.
Thank you. You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It's been alleged that you had unlawful flight from law enforcement, which is a Class 5 felony. I've appointed an attorney for you, and your next hearing is downtown It's a status conference on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. I'm setting a secured appearance bond for you, which means you can use a bail bondsman for $750. It's very important that you don't return to the scene of the alleged crime, so that's like the initial place where you started fleeing from. Don't have contact with the alleged victims, witnesses, or complainants. You're not 21, so do not consume any alcohol. That's also in your orders. No drugs without a valid prescription or driving without a valid license. All of this will be on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Joseph Kello, please come to the podium. After that, Hugo Cruz, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Joseph Kello, 5391.
You're here today on a justice court warrant for shoplifting, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. It appears that you will have an attorney, but they will be appointed to you at the next hearing, which is in justice court. This is for Santan Justice Court. Your hearing will be on June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. So the reason why counsel will be appointed to you is only for the bond that I'm going to put today. It's set at $50. So if you're unable to pay the $50 secured bond, then the sheriff's office will transport you down there and an attorney will help you with that bond issue only. If you would like assistance with the underlying matters of your case, you'll need to hire your own attorney. If you do make bond, do not return to the scene of the crime or have contact with the victim, the alleged complainant or witnesses. And if there is any order against harassment issued, make sure to comply with that as well. All of this is, oh, and you do have one other case. Okay, this is why. There's also a Superior Court failure to appear warrant for you today, and the underlying cause there is narcotic drug possession use, which is a Class 4 felony, and paraphernalia possession use, which is a Class 6 felony. You already have an attorney appointed in this matter, and your next hearing on this is July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. I've affirmed the bond that was requested in the warrant, which was $500. That's secured bond. So if you do not bond out on that $500, don't pay the $50 one for municipal court or for city court, because then the sheriff's office will take you to your hearing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. It's all on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Mr. Hugo Cruz, please come to the podium. Stephen Gonzalez, have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Hugo Cruz Herrera, August 2nd, 1987, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. They are alleging that you violated your probation, which is a Class 6 felony. I've appointed an attorney for you to go to a hearing with you, which is July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. That's a probation revocation hearing with a possible disposition, so they may revoke your probation. It appears that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, 14, and 15. So you really need to read your terms of probation and make sure that you comply. Your bond amount is set at $100 secured bond. So we are trusting you to go to the hearing and sort this out with your probation officer. All right, everything is written on your paperwork, all the conditions of release. Please step to your left.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may say something, is that okay? Or I was actually in treatment.
Is it about the facts? Because this is being recorded and live streamed.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I was in a detox and a rehab facility when all this happened.
Okay.
And when you're in a detox facility and rehab, they don't allow you to make a call or have any contact with anybody. That's just all I wanted to state.
Make sure you bring that up with your probation officer.
I will, and he knows that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Gonzalez, please come to the podium. After that, Sal Munguia, please have a seat by the door.
Good morning.
State your name and date of birth.
Stephen Gonzalez, 01/29/1995.
You're here today on a Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant. which means that you did not go to your hearing. I've appointed a public defender for you. Your next hearing is July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. You failed to appear on a June 15th hearing. Did you know that?
See, I thought it was June 16th, my bad.
So they issued a $750 secured bond, which I have affirmed. If you do make bond, make sure to comply with all your release conditions, especially contacting your probation officer within 72 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
All of that is on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Sal Munguia, please come to the podium. Timo Schmidt, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Sal Munguia at 112004.
You're here today on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. So it appears that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. They've asked for a $750 bond, which I am affirming today. It's a secured appearance bond. I did assign you a new attorney. They'll go with you to the hearing on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. If you do make bond, make sure to comply with all the conditions of release, especially notifying your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this information is on the paperwork. Please step to your left.
Thank you.
Timo Schmidt, please come to the podium. Brendina Begay, please have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Timo Schmidt, 03/01/2001.
You're here today on a municipal court warrant. It looks like you have violated a probation. I'm just double checking.
Because I was looking because I talked to my PO about the warrant already, and she said since I was convicted of this crime and everything before I was on probation, that it wouldn't affect my probation.
So I'm going to go ahead and affirm the warrant. It's for $500. That's going to be a secured appearance bond.
Yeah.
I'm also including in your orders the information for Surprise Municipal Court, their phone number. If you make that bond and are released, you need to make sure to give them a call and attend your hearing and get this sorted out. The other conditions of release are all included in your paperwork. I did appoint an attorney for you, but they'll be assigned at the next hearing because it's in Surprise.
Okay, so then...
So it's all on your paperwork. Your release conditions today are a $500 secured appearance bond.
Okay.
Okay, step to your left. Ms. Begay, please come to the podium. And then Abdul Sabir, please have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Brendina Begay, 1185.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. It appears that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. The warrant was set at $500, which I have affirmed. I've assigned an attorney for you, and excuse me, that's $500 secured bond. I've set an attorney for you. Your next hearing is on July 1st at 8:30 in the morning. All of this information is on your paperwork, including the release conditions. The most important one for you is if you do get released, make sure to call your probation officer within 72 hours.
Okay.
Thank you. Please step to your left.
Hello, bueno, what up,
Mr. Abdul Sabir, please come to the podium. Ms. Catherine Phillips, have a seat by the door.
I just walked into my room right now and I noticed how these lights
Please
were on
state
right
your
here.
name and date of birth.
05/11/1995. My name Abdullah, last name Abdul Saber.
You're here today on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. You violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. An attorney has been appointed for you to go to the probation revocation hearing on July 1st at 8:30. There is a possible disposition. The bond set is $250 secured bond. If you do make bond, be sure to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Although information is on your paperwork, please step to your left. Catherine Phillips, please come to the podium. David Edwards, please have a seat by the door.
In here. Let me see, who was it? Maui.
Please state your name and date of birth.
Catherine Grace Phillips, 7689.
Julia.
You're here today on a justice court warrant, and it's for exceeding 85 miles per hour, which is, oh, no, excuse me. My computer jumped me too far. I apologize.
It's okay.
All right, you're here for a probation violation warrant. I was like, this is not the right person, yeah. So you did, let's see, on 35, let me just double check. Right, so you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. This will all be on your paperwork. And in this case, I have affirmed the secured appearance bond, which is $100.
Can I get a bail bonds to help me out? I can get that information.
The DOs will be able to provide that to you.
Okay.
And it's really important, though, that if you make that bond, and it's just $100 secured, that you contact your probation officer within 72 hours. So we'll need to reprint this one.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good luck.
Proceed to your seat. Very good. Here we go.
David Edwards, please come to the podium. Talib Shabazz, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
David Edwards, 5/25, 1961.
You're here today on a justice court warrant. They have alleged, let me see, did that jump again? No, that's right. That you exceeded 85 miles per hour, which is a misdemeanor, and then you also violated your promise to appear. So they had set a hearing for you, which you did not attend. I have set a placeholder bond for you, sir, of $50. Now, I set this placeholder bond for you just in case you need Maricopa County Sheriff's Office assistance to go to your next hearing, which is on June 30th, so 5 days at 8:30 in the morning. If you are still in custody at that time, they will provide transportation for you to get to that hearing and get this sorted out. Your hearing is at Ironwood Justice Court, and I've appointed an attorney for you there, but they're only really there for the bond. That's why the statutory authority for that, because otherwise your allegations are misdemeanors, so you don't usually get an attorney. So if you want an attorney in justice court to talk about the underlying allegation, you'll need to hire one of your own, okay? There are release conditions, which includes not going back to the alleged scene of the crime or contact with victims or complainants, but also make sure you keep your address up to date with the court. All of this is on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Hey, did they start court? Did they start court on time today?
Talib
or are they
Shabazz,
running behind?
please come to the
And do
podium.
we know anything about the audience in the background? Are they
And
just
then
like,
after that will be Aha Duffy, or Duff.
Your
Honor, I want to share first.
Wait,
Okay.
just one moment.
Okay.
Let me remind you, you have the right to remain silent. This is a
I want to share
recording,
this. I have nothing to hide.
and also,
This
is being broadcast, okay?
Yes.
You also have the right to legal counsel, but I cannot provide.
I want to represent myself. I've never had counsel before. I'm not going to start now.
Okay, then would you please start with your name and date of birth?
Talib Shabazz, Talib Abdul Shabazz Bay, 28 June 75. And on the record, for the record, I had shared with Goodyear at that time. It asked for ID. I didn't have ID. Then I shared the Supreme Court case law. I believe it's Colner v. Lawson, if I'm not mistaken, that says, if you do not show your identification, it is not an arrestable offense, and shared that with him. And then he proceeded with my baby in the back to drag me out the car and call for backup and put me in handcuffs, and he used a thumbprint scanner to identify me. Now, at that point, he was saying that there was something else wrong, that I had a suspended license, and that was incorrect. I had already had that dealt with from, if you're familiar with stand down, and I have the documentation for that. So that was it, yes.
Thank you for your comments, sir.
And,
May I have a turn?
yes.
Okay, thank you. I think you'll like what I have to say. So although we have these allegations and there is a hearing set, it's in Goodyear Municipal Court on June 9th at 1 p.m. and this information will be on your paperwork. The court is inclined to release you on your own recognizance today. If you are released, you must comply with the conditions, which are don't possess any weapons, don't drive without a valid license. It's all listed out. So
I'm a veteran, ma'am. I don't do crimes. I apologize.
I appreciate your service and I understand. So all of this information will be on your paperwork. Sir, please have patience with the DOs today while they're out processing everyone. Yours should be fairly simple, but you have to wait your turn. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Good luck, and your paperwork is over there.
Patience. Patience is my middle name.
Miss Duff, if you'll please come to the podium.
Imagine that, taking you to jail for not showing your ID when you don't
Please
even
state
need
your
to show
name and
your
date
ID.
of birth.
It's Aja Newton, date of birth September 4th, 1991.
Thank you. One moment. This is a different type of case, so I need to... Were you given a card to read?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, she's a fugitive? Did I miss that? No, sir. How's everybody doing out there? There's a tough crowd out there today. Who's I see there's 17 people in here. What's up with you
A
guys?
warrant for your arrest has been issued by, and I believe it is Kansas.
Kansas. She's definitely not in Kansas anymore, if you will. It was late. Okay, yeah, I was wondering. I walked into my room. I just woke up not too long ago, and I walked into the room. I was like, what? Like, what?
Yeah.
The lights are on. And I see all these people in the background. I was
A
like,
warrant for your arrest has been issued by the state of Kansas. That state wants you back on this warrant. Before court, you were given some paperwork to review on a laminated card. Did you read that paperwork?
Yes.
As I stated, you have the warrant, and you have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to the requesting state within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition hearing and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governor of both states before you are sent back. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you would be held non-bondable in Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for the requesting state to come for you. That 30 days would start tomorrow. As long as you do not have any criminal charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. If you do have any criminal charges pending against you in Arizona, the 30-day period would begin after those charges are resolved.
Okay.
If you choose to have an extradition hearing, I will set your hearing date. So let's see. Do you choose to waive?
I'm kind of confused, and honestly, that would mean that...
State appearance?
So I'll explain the two choices.
I'm sorry.
I'm assuming
No,
that
it's
was
fine.
passed already?
If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, which is a civil hearing,
Or it hasn't taken place
then
yet?
you will be held in Maricopa County Jail for up to 30 days. And during that time, the other state has the chance to come and get you.
Okay.
If you fight the extradition, if you say, no, I'm not waiving my right, then we'll set a hearing date for you. It is a civil matter, so I cannot appoint an attorney for you.
Okay.
You would go to that hearing, and then if that judge orders that you should be extradited, the states then have, I believe it's 90 days for both governors to sign the warrant, and then they would come get you.
Okay.
So you can waive your right, be here for 30 days, or we can set the hearing for an extradition hearing.
I would like to set a hearing, please.
Okay, so you do not waive your right.
That's right. That's the first. Normally, everybody's eager to waive their rights.
Okay, let me make sure I read it exactly, so hopefully it's clear. I cannot appoint an attorney to represent you because extradition matters are civil in nature, but you do have the right to hire an attorney at your own expense if you choose.
Thank you, Julie.
You are entitled to bail in this case. Okay, and let me just double check.
Last name was Winters. Was it a 187 case? It wasn't Ashley, was it? I don't know about having Ashley on with an audience like that.
Is that secured? It is at your discretion. Thank you. All right, so I may set bail today, and I'm going to set it at 45. Again? 47. Okay. 47,500.
47?
Because that is the request, and I'm going to affirm the request, but that is secured. So that means you can use a bail bondsman. Okay.
47, so $4,700 to get out with leaving some.
So then, a governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states would be required to extradite you. So let me put that in. The same release conditions will apply. Do not contact the arresting officers. Do not possess drugs without a valid prescription or weapons. Don't drive without a valid license. Keep the court updated with your address. And you may not travel outside of Arizona while all of this is pending because you're on release.
Understood.
Okay. I just want to make sure because I would hate for you to be surprised.
No, I understand completely, ma'am.
Okay, I think it's ready to print. Does it look okay? You got it? Okay. All of this information will be provided to you. There's going to be your initial hearing on July 7th at 1:30.
Okay.
And if you're still in custody, the sheriff's office will take you to that hearing. So that's about 6 days from now. If you're out on bond, make sure you go to your hearing.
Yes,
because that's where you can fight the extradition if that's what you choose.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All the paperwork is there.
All right, thank you.
That's banana road rage? And then she lit somebody up? She blasted them?
I see people who are in the observation room. Are they here for the matters earlier?
I believe so, Your Honor. Okay. I'll have to go back and play
A
that
tour.
back and check it out.
Oh, okay.
Were they there in person or were they remotely?
Okay.
Or over the phone?
I didn't know if they wanted to be excused while we do the,
I already called for an escort, Your Honor.
they have been?
No, I already called for an escort.
Oh, you did? Okay.
They know we have alcohol.
Okay, that's what I just wanted to make sure. All right, so we do have, it looks like 1, 2, 3 house calls. And if you can just tell me yes or no, is it a matter of safety for courtroom staff as well as the alleged defendants that they not be here present?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. So we'll go on the record first for Jacob Gonzalez, date of birth 12/31/1983. It's a new Superior Court case. He's been alleged to commit aggravated assault, which is a Class 3 felony, possessions of weapon by a prohibited possessor, Class 4 felony, unlawful discharge firearm within a city limit, Class 6 felony, endangerment, Class 6 felony, and threat and intimidation, also a Class 6 felony. I've assigned an attorney to him for his first court hearing, which is July 1st at 8:30 in the morning downtown. He is not bailable as a matter of right because he is on felony release, and the court does not intend to make any changes to this. However, if any are made, they will be written on the final order and not re-recorded on this hearing tape. The next person we will visit back of house or in custody is, by their cell, is Jeremy Scott, Maine, date of birth 2/25/1978, which is alleged a new Superior Court case, kidnapping, felony Class 2, aggravated assault with felony Class 3, as well as an aggravated assault impeding breathing, which is a felony Class 4. An attorney has been assigned to them for their first hearing July 1st at 8:30 downtown. There is a secured appearance bond available at $50,000. If he does pay, release conditions are written in the order, including not to go back to the victim's residence, and that he could have one civil standby if necessary. No changes are anticipated in this order, but if they do become necessary, they'll be reflected in the written order. I will not come back to this recording. The next person to be visited back at house or in the confined cell is Miguel Rivera. There's 2 matters before the court for him today. One of them is a Superior Court probation violation. It's date of birth 1/4/1978. The probation violation is violating terms 6, 7, 15D, 15R, 15S, 15P, 15X, as well as 22. A secured appearance bond is set for $900. He is not to initiate any contact with arresting officers, standard conditions of release, especially contact probation officer within 72 hours. However, in his second matter, it's an out-of-county warrant. And in this one, because it's a violation of probation, there is no bond available, so he will stay in custody. He is going to Pima County, and his hearing there will be June 30th at 8:30 in the morning. An attorney will be appointed for him when he arrives, so he will not be leaving MCSO custody. This is hopefully the final order, but if any changes are made, they'll be reflected on the written document, not in this recording. This concludes the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar. We'll stand in recess until 2 p.m.
All right. So, hey, thank you guys for tuning in once again. This stream, I'm going to go ahead and end it. We do have court in Dade County, so that court is still going on. I'll go ahead and start up the new stream at about sometime before 2 p.m. And I will be participating in that one for anybody that wants to join in, for anybody that likes my commentary. If you don't like my commentary, then I don't know what to tell you. Anyhow, hey, I do appreciate you guys. I am Collect Call James. You guys are watching. You have a Collect Call From. And like I said on here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we're out. A rato. And I'll send you guys over to Miami-Dade if you guys want to stick around. If not, then pues ni modo. Let me see here, redirect. See, 11th. And we're off.